Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Play Mega Man 7. In the year 2000XX AD, the world cheered Mega Man when, at long last, his text moving really slow, captured and imprisoned Dr.wily. Even though, you know, he could have done that multiple times in the last 6 games. But Dr.wily always knew his schemes might end in failure, and had planned for just such an occasion. 4 robots had been hidden away, and after 6 months, without being contacted by Dr.wily, I'm going to call him Willy for the rest of the game, they activated and began searching for their master. I find it kind of funny that in that one point they call him Dr.willy by mistake, but everywhere else they get it right. But I'm still going to call him Dr.willy for the rest of this because why not? At least until we get to like Mega Man 8 or something like that, because I think it's funny. But now it's time for Mega Man 7. Since I'm playing Sonic Mania along with, well, nothing else, I figured Mega Man would be a good way because, well, Mega Man 7 is, hang on, I got to read this. Can't this thing go any faster, Otto? The city is under attack. I'll try and punch it up a notch. Hold on, Roll. I can't believe Willy is loose again. Won't this madman ever stop? He won't be loose for long. Once Dr.light gives Rush and me our new enhancements, Willy is history. Also, the new green robot is Otto, but I'm sure you knew that already. Whoa! End of the line. The road is too unstable to keep going. You two, wait here. Mega Man, take this helmet with you. Now, this is actually the first game that Otto appeared, but I'm sure you guys seen him in the Let's Play for Mega Man 11. But this is the first game that he actually appeared in. Why do I have a Met helmet on? I guess not. Personally, I kind of like the other one. And Mega Man's going to do his own poses. Now, something I would like to say right off the bat is, good luck, Mega Man. I'm going to attempt now to do voices for these characters. I think this, yeah. Doctor, are you okay? I'll bring back Roll to take care of you. No, Mega Man, we have no time. Willy is using the attack of his robots to cover his escape. Look. Look, it's Willy! Egads! You've gotta go now, Mega Man! Get Rush and follow Willy's spaceship! Alright. Now, what I've been trying to say for like the last 2 minutes is something I wanted to get out of the way real quick, is Mega Man 7 is a fun game. Personally, though, it is now nowhere near my favorite. I do enjoy the art style. Personally, my favorite art style for Mega Man is between Mega Man 11 and Mega Man 8. I just prefer those over this. And it makes it look more like, so you have a sense of like what Mega Man looks like, rather than just the 8-bit games that couldn't really put much detail into it. But Mega Man 7, in my opinion, isn't very... Like, it's a good game, don't get me wrong, but the art style messes with me a lot, because Mega Man doesn't have the same flow to his jumps that he has in the NES games or Mega Man 8. And we have a new character here. But why is he attacking me? And ugh. For some reason no one else has trouble with this, but I always have trouble with this boss. I mean, not really a boss, but either way, for some reason I always have problems with it. You are as good as they say, Mega Man. You better tell me who you are? That was not a sentence. I'm bass, and he's treble. We have been trying to stop Dr.wily while you were gone. Wait, when was Mega Man gone? I see now that you don't need our help. Seriously though, when did Mega Man, ever leave? This doesn't make any sense. Bass? Well, now we have an overly long password. Make sure to write it down. And we're gonna take on the first boss, Freeze Man. But like I was saying, Mega Man 7 is still very fun. It is a good game, just I find the controls aren't as fluid as, say, the classic series. Well, this is still the classic series, but it's not as fluid as the original 6 Mega Man games that came before it, nor is it the same as 8, 9, 10, or even 11. Because in all those other games, even with the different art styles, because I know there's only 4 different ones out of the 11 games, but this is the only one where the art style and the bigger levels actually messes with how I work throughout the game. Because I am fairly decent at Mega Man 7, but this is the one game where I have the hardest time with, but that's because I play it the least. I've played it a few times here and there. I own it on the Switch, Wii U, and my 3DS. I have multiple copies of this game, but it's one that I play very rarely. This right now is my 4th playthrough of the game. And even then, the last time I played it was 2 years ago. So, I don't play this game often, unlike the other ones that I'll go back to at least one every 2 weeks or so. I'll usually pick up a Mega Man game and play through it real quick. But this is the one game that I almost never go back to. I may touch it once or twice, but this Let's Play here is going to be my 4th, the 4th time of actually going all the way through the game. And that's about it. But anyway, going back to Freeze Man stage, is his stage is basically the typical ice level. You got the ice blocks here, and I died. But you got your typical ice physics, those ice blocks that you had seen earlier that were falling. And something I should have mentioned earlier is the little tile with the U that we picked up in that upper area. That is for something we'll be getting later, so keep that in mind, although I realize I kind of failed when that popped up. But keep that in mind. I'll explain it more when we get the next one in the next stage. So yeah, but that's on me for completely just rambling and not paying attention. But what we just collected is Rush Search. Once Rush drops down, he'll start sniffing around to see if he can find anything. And there are a lot of stuff you can find in the ground if you use Rush Search in the right places, but here does not appear to be one of them. Rush is just falling asleep on me. Alright, let's head on and move on along the stage. But this stage is not that bad, and you do get a free energy tank when you take down this polar bear enemy. Ow. Which, I recommend Freeze Man stage first. He is a very difficult boss to start off with, but if you know what you're doing, and I'm not sure what the heck that was for. That's why my computer just went off dinging, but please ignore that. And you have, that was a nice dodge. Now, Freeze Man, he's actually fairly simplistic, but if you're not paying attention, he can easily catch you off guard. What you want to do is wait for him to get close, shoot, and then every time you shoot, he'll jump. Then when he jumps in the air really high from the side of the screen, he will throw an ice ball at the ground, freezing the whole thing, and then he will toss an ice ball up to cause that, drag one down, try to freeze you, just jump over it, repeat cycle. As long as you stay on top of it and slide under him after you shoot, you'll be just fine. Just try to avoid getting frozen to the ground or frozen completely solid, and try to avoid the ice, the stalactites, because, you know, you don't want to get hit, but I have completely failed at it for most of the fight. But as long as you keep an eye relative to, like, what stalactites are falling first and where you and Freezeman are, this boss is no trouble at all. Even though I lost a lot of health when I really shouldn't have. But let us collect his weapon and see what we get. The freeze cracker fires ice bullets, doesn't it? Yes, and the bullets will split when they hit the ground, or wall, or ceiling. Should have mentioned that, Dr.light. You get freeze cracker. Also, I didn't realize we were playing Megaman 7. You know, when you got Megaman sitting right there. More long passwords, but on to the next boss, which is going to be Burst Man, who I, for some reason, always get confused with a Robot Master in Mega Man 8 called Blast Man. Why do I get them confused? I have no idea. I mean, they are very similar with name and gimmick. Well, not really so much gimmick, but a lot of bombs, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Now, Burst Man's stage is going to be filled with bombs, spikes, and enemies that are meant to basically whittle you down and or push you into instant death traps. So as long as you're careful, and we're going to head right down here so that we can collect... You know, I'm not even sure what I just collected. I'm pretty sure it's an energy tank, but I'm just going to continue with the stage. I'm not super worried about it. If it was an extra life, it's an extra life. Either way, it's important to get, but I didn't even catch what it was. That's the thing where you got to go like frame by frame in editing just to see what it is. Or if you can pause it right on the perfect time, but I don't even know if you have like time to do that realistically, but I'll find out later. Okay, gotta worry about these swimming mets because they're freaking annoying, and you also gotta be careful about jumping too high because, well, one pixel hits those spikes and you're dead. And it's a crab mini boss. Honestly, if you're playing the Legacy Collection, just hold down the rapid fire button. That's all I'm doing right now. Because even though I can fire that fast, why waste the effort realistically? Like, why wear your thumbs down trying to completely terminate him or use charge dodge, which is just going to take longer. Now, here, you want to be careful because the water is strong enough to hold, like, pull Mega Man up, but once you dive in, you're going to go down pretty quickly because you're a heavy robot, and your momentum is going to cause that to happen. So just be careful when you're jumping, like, near spikes or anything, because you can jump out of the water, but you jump too far, well, your momentum's going to carry you straight down. And see, this is another problem that I have with Mega Man 7, is like, these disappearing blocks is like, I'm not even sure if I'm going to make half of these jumps, because it doesn't look correct to me. Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to make a jump, so to me it feels like leaps of faith, especially with, like, stuff like that. Because Mega Man's way more floaty. And if you see up in the corner, we have an R circuit plate, which is the same as the U that we collected earlier. So what you want to do is, there's one in each of the 4 stages. So you want to hunt them down and collect them, because you will get a special power-up should you collect them. So just keep them in mind and try to stay on it so that way you can collect them. Okay, and you also want to be careful about this area because you don't want to jump out of the water or fall into the spikes. So you got to be very careful with where your footing is to make sure you don't go down. And here we'll have Burst Man's door. So let's go ahead and use his weakness, the Freeze Cracker. I forgot to change weapons. Now, Burst Man is not the worst boss fight, but not the easiest. What you want to do is try to hit him with your Freeze Cracker, and those orange bubbles will just push you around. But when he fires those bubbles with the bombs, they will suck you up completely, and you want to get out quickly before, well, that happens. Okay, let's try this again. But yeah, if they carry you up into the spikes, so I recommend just trying to slide, shoot your way out, because if you're not out quickly, you're going to do what I just did and land in the spikes. So now I have died on both Robot Master stages. And something you can actually do with the Freeze Cracker is you can, if you hold the right direction, you can actually aim it downward like I am here. Which does help if you're trying to like get it to hit him directly, because you can let it split up, but I don't think it does as much damage when you split it up. I could easily be, yeah, I'm wrong with that. Well, I just disproved my own theory. But if you're if you want to try and get like a better hit on him, or if you need to aim your shots, that is a good way, that's a good weapon to use. Because even if it hits something, you can also like break up and smack like other enemies. But now that we defeated Burst Man, let us collect his powers. The Danger Wrap fires a bomb encased in a bubble, doesn't it? Yes, but it can also be used to encase other things besides bombs. Like enemies. And or Robot Masters, if you know who you're using it against. And you get Danger Wrap. But I'm going to go ahead and end this episode off here. We'll take on the next 2 Robot Masters in the next episode. So I will see you guys later.